Okay, so what this is a monotype tournament. 16 people, everyone picks a different type, and 5/6 of your team has to be of said type. So I picked poison, and I'll explain why in the description. I don't have time for that now. But poison versus ice, round one. It's pretty sweet. Anyway, Crobat out, so it's pretty obvious what the hell I want to do. And he goes to a Lapras, which has a Lumberry, so obviously he knew what I was obviously going to obviously do. He Ice Shards me, which I take, and due to my good HP, I can get 2 of them in without piecing out. So I get him asleep, and I U-turn out of here. And I'm thinking about what I can go to. And I want to go to something, maybe set up Toxic Spikes. I mean, hello, this is a poison team. Or I thought maybe I could go to my 6th extra thing, which is a Raikou, and then hopefully set up and sweep. But he brought this thing, so I was afraid of the explosion, but I figured I want to get up Toxic and not Poison. So I'm going to stay in, even though I have a Gengar, obviously. So, whatever. I took that, and I get a free Toxic up now, which is even better, the fact that I have one thing that's already asleep, so that's cool. I go to this guy. He's a special one, because he has a Sash with counter and explosion, but I don't want to burn the Sash counter just yet. I want to see if I can save that for later as a sneak play. So I go to Weezing, and I figured if he like SD'd up or something like that, then I'd be able to haze and pain split, and it wouldn't be too big of a deal. Meanwhile, hit him with the flamethrower, which is what I do, and he SD'd up and got hit and poison, and now I'm going to take a hit, but it's not too big of a deal because I'm Weezing. Although I guess it wasn't really healthy for me. Why does he have 321? He should have 320. Whatever. So many of my guys have horrible EV spreads. I'm just not going to fix them all. Anyway, he brings in a Stall Rain, but I don't think it's Stall because there's no hail. I was very surprised when I didn't see Abomasnow as a leadoff, but that's very good for me too. So, anyway, I've got a Toxic on it, which is nice. And for some reason, I was thinking that it would use Ice Beam. I couldn't get that out of my head. I was like, Ice Beam, Ice Beam, Ice Beam. So I go to this guy and it gets hit with a Waterfall. It's like, oh, I could have pain split it. That would have been so much nicer, but I didn't. So I figured it didn't do too much. Did about 100. So I'm gonna curse up, and then I took about another 100. But Black Sludge will put me over that just a little bit. So I'm figuring, hey Spaz, sneak into my room. I figured I'd take about 75 or 50 from the since I cursed, and I took about 60-ish. So it's kind of working. And then I got another curse in. And then more lefties gain. So I'm figuring now I'll be at 100 plus, which I'm not, because he gets a crit. So that's gay. But whatever, it happens. It was dumb bringing him in anyway. I should have switched out as soon as I saw Waterfall, realizing that it wasn't special. So I bring in this guy to T-Bolt, and then maybe I'll get to use that counter explosion on him. I don't know what else he's got, though. I know he's got the sleeping Lapras, but I mean, who knows what that thing does either. In comes a Bliss. And I don't really want it to get T-waved, and there's no point for me to use Thunderbolt and then blow up, so I'm just going to blow up now. And I later found out that that thing has no defense EVs, so that easily stroked it. Anyway, bring in this guy so that I can confuse and then U-turn out, which is what I do. I confuse, and then I get hit with an Ice Beam, so that doesn't work out too well for me. But, oh well. 50-50 chance. I figure it's going to pay off at some point. You know, as long as it does one turn of working properly, it works. So I bring in this guy, and I thought about, I mean, it was weird. Do I want to Calm Mind or do I want to sub? But I figured if I sub and sub and sub, I'm just going to lose HP, and I wanted to get a Calm Mind in. And at this point, I didn't realize that it wasn't a wall form. I later found out that it was a sweeper form, so the Ice Beams were stronger than I expected. And I figured with the Calm Mind, I might even be able to live one after a sub, but it didn't work out that way. So now I start subbing, and he's still confused, and it's not working out. And I thought about maybe going to Weezing for a turn to take the HP ground that he was using on me, but I was like, if Raikou doesn't pull this off, and then, but I mean, I'll get him down enough from poison. I'll need Weezing to pain split on the Lapras and hopefully finish that off. Hopefully. But he still didn't get confused at all. But I have one turn left. I've got the Calm Mind up, and since he said it's not a wall form, I didn't know this at the time, but I kind of realized it, that I might be able to take it out with a Bolt. I mean, Raiku's kind of a beast, but At this point, I don't have any options, and I see that Toxic is finally starting to rape it. It took forever though, but Toxic's going to KO this thing regardless at the end of the turn. So fortunately, I was able to finish it off, and then the Lapras comes in, and I'm able to finish that off as well. So, whew, dodged a bullet there, and I'm going to move up to round 2, which you guys will see in a couple of days. So thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.